Hello, everybody, and welcome to the glorious Smite League Upper Division on this fine Sunday evening. We've got a game here in the second half of the season between Daves and Team Britain. Lots of shift around in this one. Daves coming second in the mid-season tournament, while Team Britain have had a lot of work around due to losing two of their key players and bringing some new teammates in. Should be an interesting one to see who is able to take this match. Tonight you've got myself, Ginger Archer, and Panda Bear Ash on the casting desk with Printers doing the wonderful job of production for us. Ash, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Excited to see some great Smite. I really enjoy casting these, not on the division, but upper division games. They've always been a joy. And seeing these two teams, seeing kind of like the story that Team Britain's gone through, I'm really excited to see how they bounce back in Week 8.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see East obviously shifting now to the support role, bringing Burpee into the solo. Not a bad transition. Burpee, a very capable solo laner himself. And East is a competent player wherever you put him. So definitely still going to get a good performance out of him. On the other side though, Traumatize has been a solo laner for the entirety of the league back in the previous season as an LD solo. And now into the upper division and still holding his own and doing a good job here. As we see, first picks and bans, fairly standard. Yuhuan, Kali, Kepri, Thor, Lance, and Kabrakan out of the door, and Guan Yu getting first picked here by Daves. A nice first pick, potential to go into the solo or the support roles, but very much a lane bully in that solo.
Yeah, no surprise here to see the Guan Yu. I mean, with his heal on his one and the massive cooldowns that he's able to get when his passive is fully stacked, Guan Yu in the late game team fight is somehow even better than his early game, and his early game was already really good. Guan Yu, one of the best gods in the solo lane, if not the best. But Team Britain responding with this dodgy is a very nice. Dodgy shuts down a lot of the gods you're going to want to play in this meta. I mean, Set, AMC, Cupid, those three gods, whether Set, AMC going into the mid lane or Cupid going into the long lane, all gods that kind of get countered by Dodgy because they just don't have any CC immunity in their kit.
Yeah, very much something that she's quite strong in the meta, and honestly, even without her ultimate, or like without CC from her ultimate, she can go in and just kill someone with the damage that's there. Now on the other side, Dave's picking up the Heimdall, so very safe ADC pick, able to dish out lots of damage, teleport around, give himself CC immunity. Not surprised to see something like this picked up. And now we just need to see what's going to be picked up with it. It is an early Sylvanas. Double healers in here for the Daves. Definitely looking for early lane pressure as well with that against the Emoja. Not something I would have expected to have seen. Sylvanas very much a surprise in any sort of meta in the past few years of Smite, so definitely something that's a bit of a shock.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's Ymir up, there's, like, Ganesha up.
I honestly wouldn't have minded a Hades. I wouldn't have minded a Hades just to stop Team Britain from having it, just because it's going to be so good to lane into a Guan.
They pick up this King Arthur, which isn't a bad matchup. Don't get me wrong, King Arthur necessarily doesn't really have any bad matchups, quote unquote, but it isn't a good one either. King Arthur struggles really heavily into Guan just because Guan has a lot more damage. She's able to steal those protections and basically make himself unkillable, putting all the lane pressure towards him, and everything that King Arthur gets is just mute.
Yeah, also the fact that the Guan Yu clearing cannot be interrupted. Taolu is so able to just clear the minions, he's knock-up immune, the King Arthur is going to have no way of stopping that, barring using his stun ultimate or the full ultimate. So, probably not how you want to be using it, just for a bit of lane pressure.
Yeah, it really isn't. I mean, it's a great way to counteract ganks and a lot of things. But I'm interested to see where these bans go, right?
Yeah, we see the Rat coming out, which is a lot of engagement that Daves could have brought in within the jungle. Rat, very good. He's got, obviously, the CC, the ability to shred protection for himself, with any of the acorns, with that flurry. We've got the dash, which is incredibly long range, has the slow on it, and obviously the semi-global potential with the ultimate. It is very all-rounded god, can have early game and late game pressure, so no issues with taking that one off the table at all from the side of Team Britain, something they don't want to deal with, and I say fair enough.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Ratatoskr also is a great engage tool because Dave's engage is pretty one note right now. It's Guan Yu riding it on a horse. That is it.
Mhm.
He uses his ultimate, and there's not much else after that. I mean, Sylvanas can hit a pull, but that's more so of a pick that you're grabbing right there, barring, and of course that relies on them having beads down and a lot of other stuff. So it's really just this Guan Yu going in for the engage. So I'm excited. So I'm glad this Ratatoskr was banned because it is another big engage for the days off the table. I want to see where they respond as they pick up this Tiamat. Interesting. Bam.
Yeah, the Naja, not something I would have put as the second ban, as something that can go in with a Guan. Don't get me wrong, it's a great beads burner, which for a comp like this, they've actually got quite a lot of things that can burn beads. Sylvanas Pool, the Root, Heimdall knock up and ult of his own, the Guan Yu ultimate. But yeah, really not something I would have expected. And the Vulcan ban coming in quite late here. I'm not against this. Vulcan's been quite strong since the changes that, you know, his back blast no longer being classed as a movement ability, meaning that actually he's immune to cripples. Whether you agree with that being a good change, I shall leave to you, because to me, that doesn't make sense. However, Vulcan, very solid mid laner right now, able to really build himself some space and do quite well into the Guan and Sylv and Heim, just because outside of their ults they don't have a huge amount of mobility to avoid that turret's damage. Now we see the Ho Yi getting picked up, which would imply that OBX here really looking to take some 1v1s with Daffy Duck. Ho Yi sort of a 1v1 king in any meta.
He really is. I mean, you put your 2 on him, you hit him with a ricochet, hopefully get a double, maybe a triple bounce if you're really skilled at this game, which I trust OBX is. So plus this matchup in Heim isn't a terrible matchup, right? Sure, Heim probably gets out with this Bifrost every single time, but it isn't that bad as this best stat gets picked up.
There's no way they lock Raijin.
No way.
That's got to be a troll pick. There is
100%.
No shot we see that. Other thing about wow. Now that I am surprised with. Sylvanas and Raijin, 2 picks I just would not expect here. Like, we're looking at a team comp here from Dave's where we're going to be taking out a lot of beads quite consistently.
What are you doing again? What are you doing to follow up with, though?
Yeah, this is what I mean. There's no follow. We've got everyone in the world who can set up for everyone else, but where's the damage coming in after? You've got your ADC, but I mean, Raijin's cooldowns aren't low enough, and the actual damage itself outside of the tank, outside of the squishies, is not going to be doing enough damage. And obviously, Raijin's just so easily interrupted in his own escape. I don't get this pick particularly. Maybe
they're trying to get Archie just to absolutely slaughter everyone on this past deck, because that's really their only form of big damage they have here.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, it really is. The only other thing I can think of is we've got the Raijin here. Maybe we're going to be pushing away like the Ho Yi damage so that Guan can actually go for it, because that Ho Yi Mark of the Crow is just going to absolutely shred these tanks. Whoever is going on this Ho Yi is going to melt. But the Hades, I mean, I'm loving Team Britain's comp. I said the Hades earlier was going to be a great pick, and that even if it's not going to be in the solo, I still think is a great pick here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the pick. It is definitely a good pick. There is better picks in my opinion, but I do feel like this Hades pick is a really, really good pick. It works for their comp, and it does everything that it needs to do.
Yeah. It's going to shut down Sylvanas.
Yeah,
every time.
Pulls beads, big damage. Dave's are able to really get out of it, but that doesn't matter when you're just causing so much disruption in this back line, opening up for this dodgy King Arthur and Ho Yi. Like,
no, if you're able to catch the Heim, then by the time the Heim is able to teleport out, he's already taken 2-3 ticks of damage. You've whacked him for 600. You've done your job. the Raijin, if you catch it at the right time, you can even silence it and then and you're still going to get 2 ticks off before that teleport goes through. The Sylvanas has no way of escaping. It's only really of Guan and Bastet that are going to be very safely able to get out without taking a huge amount of damage. And that relies on them actually having their jumps and part of their engage available to them.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Who are you giving this first game to, Ash?
I just off the compliment, I have to give it to Team Britain. They outdrafted Dave's completely.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't even think that they've necessarily outdrafted Dave's. I think Dave's have outdrafted themselves.
Yeah, literally. I mean, Dave's just it seems like they were just all over the place in this draft.
Yeah, we shall see how that goes as we get into game 1 here of Dave's versus Team Britain. Standard starts red buff into speed buff from the mid and jungle. And we're looking at builds here. I'm seeing Eye of the Jungle from both the junglers here, looking more for that consistent sustain, that little bit of attack speed as we go through this. Death's Toll into what I'm assuming is going to be Devourer's Gauntlets on both the hunters, matching the shift in the meta with this penetration being available. And I don't think anyone can be surprised. What I am surprised at, a little bit, is the Sylvanas Hein getting out cleared. Now note that there is no Hand of the Gods from the Sylvanas, whereas the Emoja does have one, but it's not been used. So that's just flat them getting out cleared by Hou-Yi Ricochets and the Emoja.
Yemoja does have a very good clear. I'll give her that. I mean,
of camps, I agree. Waves.
Yes, of camps, waves, not really. So maybe Team Britain outcleared the camp, got to the wave earlier, and
we can see already how that's equalizing and matching out.
Yeah.
And looking for the grab here onto East, does get pulled in. There's a stun on the return. He's taking a lot of poke damage here from Daffy Ducker, and Disco Ferry is going to be able to heal it up quite nicely. Plenty of health pots available, as well as playing the Emoji. Does have a built-in heal. That's going to be using a lot of the Omi, and Ptolemy, you know you're meant to be clearing, right? Completely ignoring that, taking a lot of poke here from the 2 of Team Britain. Ptolemy falling very, very low on health, already out of health pots, down to just a single multi-potion. I'm really feeling the bullying in this game. Archibald trying to put some return damage out onto Team Britain. And actually, they have the level 3 advantage here, but there is level 3 for Team Britain, or at least for Rosie. Archie's still going in, has no dash, he's going to be unable to dash back. Ptolemy just trying to finish off the mid-camp, but it's going to be risky for him with such low health. We see another pull from Disco Ferry, 2 for 2 so far. OBX able to get out safely. That Hou-Yi dash, one of the better dashes in the game for escaping abilities, just because you can evaluate what's going on.
Yeah, it is a really, really good escape. You're able to cleanly do anything as Team Britain is invading this blue buff. Against the Guan, that's what you need to do.
Yeah, but then on the other side, we can see Archbaker here is almost conceded that he's looking up for this red buff, but doesn't have a huge amount of mana, might opt to go for the purple instead, where this duo lane has much more pressure with OBX getting pulled in once again on this Hou-Yi. Disco Ferry really rocking the Sylvana so far, putting a good show on, and that is going to be 1 camp for 1 so far for the 2 junglers. Successful purple invade from Dave's, but one thing to note, look how much quicker that's going to put the Aaron Fair on their own jungle rotation. That's going to put them quite a bit higher on the farm, just because this invade has been so much more fluent. Now, by the time that they get there, look, the right mid camp's still up. There's still a minion there. You've completed your farming. You're going to be able to go up and grab that. In fact, Rosie looks like she's just going for it now. And that just kind of clears up this tiny, tiny advantage in favor of Team Britain right now, which is nothing huge by any means, but these small little wins can slowly add up. We're already seeing a 500 gold difference in favor of Team Britain because of that exact thing that we've just mentioned. And the Aaron Fair is continuing to stay out and farm here. Does have, 1 potion left. Wants that little bit of more golden XP. Potentially to get that Transcendence online earlier, whereas the Bastet here, Archbaker going straight into the penetration. A route that I've been really favouring recently myself. Double flat pen really feels quite effective.
Yeah, it really does.
Good stun there by OBX to actually just prevent some of the danger, but a lot of poke taken in return. Daffy Ducker doing a lot there. There is a stun onto Daffy Ducker. Both these duo lanes have so much healing. Here comes the Aaron Fair. There is a Daji with the ultimate available. Sylvanas burning the beads early. Now, are we going to see the Palau? Yes, we are. Up it goes. One shot chain hits. Is we got anything else there? No, but the
Ooh.
Sylvanas ult comes in. The level 5 did tick over, meaning that we're going to see ult for ult used there, but no kill's going to come out of it. East able to walk away. Disco Ferry able to walk away. 2 ults expended. But in mid, Rosie, nah, oh, is she in danger? Ptolemy going aggressive here. Rosie is going to heal up a bit. The ultimate coming out and insta-cancel. Ptolemy there in the ult. Hits 3 shots out of 3. First blood going in favor of Dave's here. Ptolemy on the Raijin and getting a lead on a god who you do not want getting a lead. Very oppressive. And there is first blood for the Daves. That gold lead immediately nullified and reversed. Burpee here, yeah, is out of position. Archie Baker is there. Ptolemy is there as well, making the rotation. But Burpee, with that solve done already, not taking a huge amount of damage.
Yeah, it's kind of just free. You know, Burpee, Solve is such a good item, it doesn't matter.
No successful steal there. East had the Hand of the Gods available, popped it a little bit early, but just about successful on the confirmation.
Yeah. Very, very lucky. This dual lane has put up a lot of pressure. It's what we expected. From getting out cleared level 1, which, interesting, but it didn't matter, right? They've come back, they've been able to just do what they need to do. Now, once these supports rotate out, that's when the question comes in of, is Daffy going to be able to go ahead and keep up with this farm? Is he going to be able to keep up with OBX on this Hoi, just outputting all this damage?
It's a tough one, because the matchup between the Heim and the Hoi, it does go in favor of the Hoi because of the Mark of the Crow, but not necessarily because of things like the CC it brings. The stun is great. Stun is going to be an impact. But, Burpee and Aaron Fair getting the gank over into solo. Goodbye, traumatized. Guan Yu already feeling a lot of punishment in this game from the King Arthur. Not something that we expected at the start of this, but really showing it. The Guan with very little power to show. He's just struggling with the clear and is getting oppressed because of it.
Yeah, I mean, on Guan, you really need some sort
Rosie
of
gets
power
pulled
item.
in, the turnaround is there, Ptolemy dashing forward, Sylvanas Bastet, ults all expended. Ptolemy is now 2 kills for the good against Rosie in the mid lane, but now here comes the Emoja ult, locking down Ptolemy and Disco Ferry, but with no follow-up. Is really not a good use of the ultimate, nothing being found from it, and all that we're really getting is 2 ults expended for free and a kill going in the favor of the Daves. 2-1 for them right now. OBX dashing away. Daffy Ducker with this AoE Death's Toll sustain and the clear. OBX is not going to be able to contest with that clear for a bit. The Ricochet just does not do enough damage even with the scaling until that is maxed out with the fully stacked Devos. And that's going to be another purple invade on the side of the Daves, and nothing really that Team Britain can do immediately to remedy that. But Disco Ferry gets pulled back by a really good use of the Emoja 3. Here comes the 9 suns raining down onto Disco Ferry, but he's not taking a huge amount of damage, and in the end is just walking away. There's the beads. Another 2 ults expended for no kill by Team Britain onto this Sylvanas, who is right now just really safely being able to just farm and do his thing.
Yeah, he has been. I don't hate the Hoi ult right there, right? Hoi's ult is on such a low cooldown. Sure, it might be able to net you a kill here and there, but it's not that good. It's very, very mediocre. You can use it to get a kill, but that's about it. So using it to attempt to get a kill, using it to attempt to draw out the beads, hoping that you can set up your dodgy is good. It works for them, but it didn't work there. Yeah, that's what that was. It was just them testing, seeing where Daves will go with this. Team Britain needs to find a way back into this game. Now, are they out at all? No. But Daves have set up. They're in a good position here, as Tyrone is going to escape. They're in a good position to just run this game. I mean, Ptolemy is level 10 to Rosie's level 8 going into this ultimate once again. This should be a swift kill.
It is indeed. The Bastet ult coming through. Archie Baker picking off Rosie on that Hades once again. They're really focusing down this mid laner here of Team Britain, Daves. currently a 2-level lead, almost 3 on Ptolemy. We saw even in that engagement, Rosie had only just ticked over to level 8. East having to get himself out, and has that put Ptolemy in danger with no escape, no ultimate available? Is this a kill for the Aaron Fair? Doesn't look like it. The heal comes through, bringing Ptolemy back up, and without the Daji ultimate available, there's just no more chase there. Ptolemy really getting lucky and fortunate to escape there, but does so unpunished. Does mean that he can't quite push the advantage that he could have got over Rosie.
Wait a minute.
Because of it. There's nothing coming from here. I feel like that is a misplay from Ptolemy. I think if he just plays it safe there, does the damage to the tower, gets the next wave, he probably ticks over to level 11. Even more stacks on that Book of Thoth, and what we're seeing overall then is a 3-level lead in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Which, this early on a god like Vrygin is going to be very difficult to overcome. Duo lane, Daffy Ducker using the ultimate through the realms, being dodged by OBX with the ultimate, and now the turn is there onto Daffy Ducker with the ultimate coming through. Damage is there. East, are we going to be able to pull anything in there? Beads not used yet from the ADC. The Daji pulling in immediately with the power, but no more damage is available. OBX just decided to go off and do his own thing there.
That has to be a miscommunication. Words are hard.
So.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, OBX. Maybe
he was an example of a miscommunication there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, literally, OBX.
No, surely not. Ptolemy misses one of the shots, and that's going to put an end to that kill, dashing away. But I respect the play. Again, it's sort of using the ult as a limit tester. You don't need it immediately. There's been a load of fights around the map. Why not use it? Keep these ults in line with the rest of your team.
Yeah, literally. But maybe OBX was thinking, hey, he's probably going to get those beats. He's going to use it. I'm going to be fine to leave. Daffy's going to get out for free. Daffy doesn't end up using the beads. And that leads to just a dropped kill.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Maybe if OBX is there, then we see the beads come out. But in this situation, it hasn't happened. What we are seeing, though, Daffy Ducker on the Heimdall, picking up an early Wind Demon.
This is an interesting pickup. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. We did see it in the Pro League with a one frontline type comp, but they are running 2 frontliners. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't mind the crit into the front line. Yeah, I just don't like it this early. I think
especially with the Wind Demon.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing how much damage is consistently coming out from OBX here. We're going to see the teleport out from Daffy Ducker, but that's now going to be on a really long cooldown, the length for that one. And potential engagement here into mid is the pull from Disco Ferry. Aaron Fair going into the air. Ult comes out, but nothing going. Rosie's getting collapsed on once again, and that's going to be 1 kill for Ptolemy, 1 kill for Archie Baker, 2 falling from Team Britain. And Daves are really running this mid 3v3. OBX is going in, but there's the ultimate through the realms coming out from Daffy Ducker. He's going to be able to heal up while OBX is in the air. There's no return from this. Daffy Ducker with the solo kill.
Absolutely insane. Daffy Ducker played that so cleanly. OBX just couldn't do anything there. That's just
Disco Fairy, you disgusting being. What a grab. This Sylvanas, look at the player damage from this Sylvanas right now. 6,000 in 13 minutes on a support. That's half of what you might expect in a full game.
Yeah. I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know how Dave's outdrafted themselves and then just played the map better.
I mean, at that stage, they've recognized where their power spikes are. They've got an early game Raijin and an early game Sylvanas. The Hades didn't go the early lifesteal, so is actually very, very punishable. And as such, that's exactly what we're seeing. 3-level difference between the 2 of them right now. The gold difference means Rosie's not even finished her 2nd item. Ptolemy's starting to work on his 3rd, and actually this Hades here just going so aggressive onto Rosie, gets pulled away. East is trolling, pushes Rosie back in twice. That's a kill for Ptolemy, who's now just taunting team away. The Aaron Freight does finally pick him off. That is going to be a big amount of shutdown gold onto the Daji, who has now found a power spike with this Brawler's completed. OBX having to dash away, but this is why on junglers at the moment I just don't feel like Transcendence is the option. The flat pen just does so much damage. And
Yeah.
honestly, even throughout the builds at all, I know Transcendence gives you a ridiculous amount of power. But you do so much, so much just having, say, a Crusher and a Brawlers together.
Yeah.
You're able to do so much damage, and I think that it's just slowed down this Dargy too much. Archie Baker, yeah, he's gone for the Transcendence, has that power coming in, but because of that early Jotuns, has the cooldown and the utility from it, as well as that early damage. I mean, look, that's just chunked a quarter of the Dargy's health away, as Traumatize has made the rotation to this fight, but gets silenced out. Here's the ultimate from Hades, putting some big damage onto Tyr. Nothing more coming from it. Disco Fairy's there to heal them up, and now Rosie falling low does dash away, but Ptolemy picking up yet another kill onto his mid lane counterpart, and now Burpee and East are there alone. The Aaron Fair is looking around and hovering, but not going to find much here. East falls low. Archie Baker picks up that one. Burpee goes into the air with the Sylvan Assault. Does use the ultimate to try and escape, but it's taking so much damage. Ptolemy chasing further. Just needs that kit off. Raiju is there. Archie Baker with a double kill for the Daves. 10-2. Tower dropping down. And my only question is, Daves, why are you not going for the Gold Fury?
I feel like realistically, if this Heim was in a better position and not where he is right now, they could have gone Fire Giant.
Actually dying. OBX hitting every single basic. There's the Aegis coming out, dashing away with the ultimate. OBX, you have one more basic to hit, misses it, but he does pick up that kill. It's a nice attempt to the dodge by Daffy Duck, but now OBX is going to fall. I feel like that's worth it for him just to get that extra bit of farm online, that extra bit of gold on the Heimdall, and just show that, you know what, you might have killed me once, but you're not going to do it again.
Yeah,
from an item down as well.
Yeah, actually insane. You don't see that happen a lot, especially in ADC, because those items are just so powerful in the lane.
They are indeed, but that also relies on you hitting things. Now, in this case as well, with the Iron Crow doing so much extra damage to the Heimdall, the Iron Fair here does get taunted, but Ptolemy missing 3 of those shots is going to continue the chase onto the Iron Fair. Raiju is there. Goodbye, Iron Fair. That's another kill for Ptolemy. 7-1 on this Raijin right now. Really bullying Team Britain here, who just don't seem to have a response to it. Rosie, level 12,
not again.
Falls once again. The Bastet ult coming through, and Archie Baker hasn't even seemed to have been in much in these 3v3s, but found himself 5-0-4, level 16.
He's 4 levels ahead.
He is 4 levels ahead. Out of nowhere.
I don't know really how, why, where,
when, and we've already answered who.
How?
We already answered who. That's the only thing we've done so far.
Yeah. That's it. We know it's Archie Baker. We can't create a good hypothesis. We can't create a good news headline. We can create nothing off of this. Archie Baker, 4 levels ahead, just better. Period.
You know, they say magic is just science we don't understand. Archie's a magician. I don't understand his science.
True. Archie is magic. Wizard.
5 levels ahead here. You know what, I'll tell you why. Scorpion diff.
True.
Although saying that, totem diff going to Team Britain right now. Look at these charges. They have indeed taken it. East has gone and milked their pillar. Take that in whatever context that you will, but Team Britain have got themselves a totem. And actually, only finding themselves 3,500-4,000 gold down here. Considering the way that this game's been going, quite surprising, and just shows that lack of objectives from the Daves here really kind of they're such a bigger lead. Yeah, they are playing arena. They've still not taken this Gold Fury. Another double kill for Ptolemy. They're still not looking for it. Are they going to go back to Pyro again?
11.
Ptolemy, you're trolling. And actually, Disco Fairy getting pulled back in, but I don't think he's going to mind a couple of tower shots, as we are seeing a rotation here. Daffy Ducker is chasing OBX into his own jungle. I was doing this yesterday on Fenrir ADC. It's very, very, very fun.
I don't like that. I don't like the string of words.
Oh, Fenrir ADC? Printers knows how good it was. Printers, you enjoyed that, didn't you? he got absolutely bodied by me. He was rather an
That's-
ADC to be fair, but I built full ADC.
I don't like these words.
I've done it twice.
Dave's gonna
I'm
fire
just saying
Giant.
it has a 100% win rate. Burpee here. I words.
Dave's gonna fire Giant. It's 17-3. Dave's take every single tower. That's what this is gonna be.
Yeah, this is the thing. What was a 4K lead is now suddenly going to snowball to about 10K just of all of these towers going down.
Yeah.
Whereas look at Team Britain. They've grazed the solo tower. They've gone over with some cows and they said, "Here, you can feed for 5 minutes," and then taken their flock off, their herd off elsewhere.
You see the damage in the mid tower though? That's going hard. That might half help it.
Ooh. They've got some sheep in there. They're on the grazing now.
Oh yeah, they're
the
doing
side,
good.
Dave's just looking for a Phoenix here, although a really nice ult coming out from East here, getting caught out of position, ulting away the OBX, using that Ho-Yi ult, really not finding any damage from it. Archie Baker just dashing in onto the Aaron Fair. He's now finding the Daji ult, no chains hit so far, does get Ptolemy, pulls him in, no use of the beast from Ptolemy, that is going to be a shutdown onto Burpee. The Aaron Fair goes down in return, but losing that Fire Giant, didn't have the beads or the ult available as soon as that chain hit. It cost himself down. I almost would have liked to have seen one of the tanks on the side of the Daves walking in just to take that aggro. What an ult by Disco Ferry. 3-man ult coming in. A good defense though. Rosie with a really nice ultimate beats coming out from Disco Ferry. OBX pumping damage with this Odysseus bow. Tier 2 right now. Disco Ferry's falling low. Tyromati's falling low. Daffy Ducker's starting to get poked out as well. And actually Team Britain with a good Phoenix defense here. Dave's biting off just a little bit more than they could chew. And because of that, losing Fire Giant on their mid lane, are potentially going to lose it on more. Good peel from Archie Baker just to slow down the siege from Rosie. Team Britain need to not get too big for their boots here, because one wrong step. Disco Ferry doesn't even care about going in. Look how well grouped they are. The heal comes through. Traumatized is going to get healed up. Rosie falling lower is going to walk away. But here comes Guan Yu on that assault. OBX falling lower and lower, and he's trying to keep him topped up, but in the back line, Archie Baker's just doing what he wants. Is falling low now because of OBX East pushing back. Daffy Ducker takes out the Aaron Fair. Archie Baker is one hit from death, but he's slowing them down so much. Ticking up with that Fire Giant sustain, and just like that, Daves have taken a hold on the fight once again.
She got out! Oh no!
Oh, the pillar was so good to push back Burpee after getting grabbed in by Disco Ferry, who I think has missed only a single pull on Grover this game. 0-0 on 14. If this isn't a perfect support game, I don't know what is.
Yeah. Alright. And there's
down. No surprise.
There's
Archie Baker split push. Yeah. This is if you want to know how to play Sylvanas, this is how. Daffy Ducker, what are you doing there? You're getting out. You cheeky
being a silly goose.
So and so.
Yeah, he was just being a little silly goose. Well, a silly duck actually.
He was honking at him.
Oh yeah.
And they took the bait. He went fishing, and he found some fish. And he fried them. Then he sent them some hot dogs and broke their ankles. Fish don't have ankles. Technically, fish don't exist. There's an interesting fact for you. Dave's take out the pyro. Ptolemy using that beads. I'll get more onto the fish thing after this fight, which seems to be just ever ongoing. Ptolemy using that ultimate here. He's getting way out of position. Is gonna fall. Rosie's there for the turnaround with the ultimate, pumping out actually quite a lot of damage here. Daffy Ducker falls to about half before Ptolemy can take her out. Disco Ferry using that shield, but Burpee getting up yet another kill for himself before falling. Once again to Ptolemy, who has that double, now dashing away. OBX having to do the same with the Aaron Fair. Here comes the Aegis. It's not going to matter. Traumatize getting himself on the board. 1-1 and 11. And here comes the Aaron Fair, falling down.
I don't know if I can end here. Titan's awfully tanky with 2 towers up.
Yeah, I think they just want to get this left tower here.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, you don't exist. I don't like that fish doesn't exist commonly.
So it's basically, if you look at the phylogenetic trees, there's actually no classification kingdom or anything like that where something is just defined as a fish outside of a few species. So lungfish technically are fish, but what we call fish, that there's no such thing as fish. It's just aquatic organisms.
Yeah, you don't exist. All right.
Do you want to know? Do you want me to make it worse?
No, not really. I really don't.
But you know I'm going to, don't you?
I do. I can't stop you. I like. What am I gonna do? Like walk across a pond?
Well, no, trees don't exist either, for the same logic. There are just plants that are much taller and have lignin reinforcing their stems, which we call trunks. Traumatized is pulling the Gold Fury.
Yeah. Okay. Moving. Traumatized, pulling this Gold Fury. Look at him go. He's just spinning that spear glaive thing. What is Guan Yu's weapon?
It is a glaive.
It's a glaive. All right.
Yeah.
Look at me. Second time go around. Dave's have this fight in a 5-to-1 kill ratio. Not this fight, but this game.
Yep.
Quick math. 12K gold lead.
I don't think you quite have the facilities for that, big man.
It is 12K. What
Yeah,
do you mean?
I was just quoting the quick maths guy. Big Shaq. You don't know. Disco Ferry here taking some damage from OBX. Apparently. Good
Maybe.
doesn't show. Disco Ferry kills OBX.
Alright. Another fight.
Yeah.
They leave.
East.
East is
oh,
dead.
you poor thing. Just getting juggled between his own Riptide and
It's
the
like
Pastel
giant,
ultimate.
right back there.
Yeah, but they're greedy.
Alright, so we're gonna go pull Fire Giant. I'm gonna do some quick analysis for you guys there. So what happened was Disco Fairy pressed the 4 button and OBX deleted from the game. His files just deleted.
He's so tanky right now that it just
yeah. You can't do anything. East, he comes in, thinks he's gonna save someone, drops the Rivers of Rebuke. Guess what? He also gets deleted from the game. And that's what the Daves are going to be doing. Full stop. That's it.
I'll tell you
Not
what
much else to say.
Hang on, Team Britain have made a new friend though, specifically Rosie and East. They've made a friend called Owen.
This
Rosie's
is
made a friend called Owen 10. East has made a friend called Owen 4.
Yeah. I was gonna make the same joke on Disco, but he did just get a kill.
Yeah,
so
it's
not funny. Gosh, Dave's get this Phoenix.
Burpee going in, actually chunking quite a bit of damage, but it gets completely nullified from the level of healing that Dave's have. Burpee just falls lower and lower and lower. Ptolemy picking up a 14th kill of the game. Aaron Fair's going into the air as beads from Ptolemy. As beads from Daffy Ducker. There's an out-of-position Dargy who they should really just ignore, but they're going to chase. Ptolemy, 15 kills. On the other side, Archie Baker took Phoenix. Disco Ferry getting that ultimate up again. East flying into the air. Here's the Pridwin. Big damage onto the Titan from that.
Yeah.
And Team Britain have just found themselves in the fortunate position in this game where the Hades got bullied so much early that they never really had the chance to actually do anything.
No, Daffy.
This is rude.
Stop.
I approve of this because this is exactly what I would be doing in this situation. Dames take game 1 of this upper division set. Team Britain back to the drawing board.
We just watched.
Need to change.
We just watched a systematic destruction, dismantling. I don't know. Number one, how do you fix that game? Simply just don't have Rosie get 4 levels behind in the first 10.
Essentially, yeah. Now, I don't think that there was a huge amount that could be done about that. Disco Ferry just hit every single pull. Disco was unplayable that game. Completely unplayable. Every single thing he wanted to do worked, and I do not blame him. He gave Ptolemy that lead, which allowed Ptolemy to go off and just do Raijin things. But he was the cause of that.
Yeah.
MVP by far, Disco Ferry.
Oh yeah,
that game.
He had there's this thing in chess, right, called an immortal game where you just play the game perfectly. Disco Ferry had that game. That was his immortal game right there.
Absolutely.
1-1-21 is an absolutely insane stat line considering that there was only 32 kills in the game on his side. He was in every single kill, but 10 of them.
That's insane.
Actually insane. You don't see this often. Disco Fairy just kind of went off, and he played it perfectly. Archie Baker played really well with his stat line, with the damage he put out.
Mm-hmm.
Ptolemy,
only not a part of 5 kills. That's insane.
Yeah. He was just the catalyst, and he just ran the game. That isn't actually a monkey. There's a fact for you. He's a cat now, right? He's a cat now.
That one. Monkeys are real.
Let's go! Woo!
Monkeys are real. You can have those.
Yeah!
Woo! They've been around for about 5 million years.
Nice. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut it to a quick break as we get ready for game number 2.
Stay with us.
I get up off my bed just for once, will it rain down on me? If I get up off my bed just for once, will it rain down on me? If I get up off my bed just for once, will it rain down on me? If I get up off my bed just for once, will it rain down on me? The next day I wake on the side of the street, can I say that I'm clean? And if I get up off my bed just for once, will it rain down on me? If I get up off my bed just for once, will it rain down on me? If I get up off my bed just for once, will it rain down on me? If I get up off my bed just for once, will it rain down on me? If I get up off my bed just for once, will it rain down on me?
Hello everybody and welcome back to this glorious Smite League Upper Division game between Daves and Team Britain. Daves took game 1 and we're going to very shortly be heading into game 2 of the set. Few technical issues, hence the longer pause than normal, which we do apologise for. However, we will be getting into this one as quickly as possible. This time Team Britain taking first pick. Daves having second pick, taking the Chaos side of the map. Same lineups as before, and as before, we see a Cabrakan first ban from Team Britain.
Yeah. Kabrakan a really, really strong god, and I really don't want to give that over to Traumatized either. Disco Fairy with the results that they have had on Sylvanas, also really good. Don't want to give it to them either. Really good bands right here, but Team Britain, it seems like they aren't too worried about any of these bans. They don't want to really ban anything. But that was picked last game. But maybe they're just thinking it was a draft diff, right? It could have been. It could have just been, some of those later picks not really the best. Who knows?
Yeah, I think more than anything, the game kind of snowballed beyond their control too quickly.
Yeah.
Are there things from that last team that I'd maybe ban? Potentially, but not immediately. Do you know what I mean? Because right now, let's look at what things are on the board. Thor available, immediately locked in. I do not blame them. Thor, brilliant at the moment. Was honestly good before he got the Athena treatment. Now he's had the Athena treatment. Thor is ridiculous. That extra damage on the two, the Tectonic Rift didn't need it. It was unnecessary. But I'm not complaining as someone who has got almost 2 stars on Thor and is my most played god.
They will all obey their goddess.
I love Ishtar. I'm sorry.
Ishtar is a very much a god who is going to 1v1 you and probably win. That's kind of her old kit. But this Kumbhakarna, it was picked up.
Good into the Thor. Very, very good into the Thor.
Yeah.
Stops the spin to win. Can prevent the teleportation to the hammer. Very, very, very competent selection here for Disco Fairy and Daffy Duck. Assuming this is even going to go to them. Going to be traumatized yet, but I'm massively in favor of this composition from these two. On the other side, we're seeing the Anhur and Horus coming in here. The Horus being hovered. The Anhur is locked. Is a good matchup into Ishtar.
Yeah.
If you can land the dash.
Simply, if you're just better.
Yeah.
Literally.
This is the difficulty, because the thing is with Ishtar, if you get she just outranges the Anhur. And she can poke the Anhur down to a stage with the use of the 1, and then keeping the distance with her own dash, that actually the Anhur is can really struggle to find a good engagement because he's going to be so low by default. Now, I still like the pick here. I think it is one of the better, if not best matchups into Ishtar.
Up, shall we?
Yeah.
But I still think it could be a struggle for OBX if Daffy knows how to run this Ishtar into Anhur.
Yeah. It really is just matchup knowledge right here.
Yeah.
Daffy is getting matchup checked, and it is a very dangerous thing. We see it all the time in Smite, but also in fighting games, where if you're just running into a character you don't often play against, you're going to get ran at by them if the player is competent on them, which I trust OBX is.
Yeah, I mean, he took that to Daffy last game, and beat him in a 1v1 from a level 1 and item down. So absolutely is capable of doing that. The Baron Samedi coming in now, this is something that could go mid. This is something that could go solo. This is something that could go support if that Kumba is a solo pick.
I don't want to live in that world. I don't want to live on that world. I do not want to live in a world where Tyramatize is taking Kumbhakarna solo.
You live in a world where fish and trees aren't real.
I can accept that as long as Tyramatize doesn't take Kumbhakarna solo.
The Kraken!
I would rather take Ganesha solo.
You see the Poseidon come in, so this probably is going to be the Baron Samedi solo. After the level of sort of bullying that Tyr was in face of in the last game from Burpee, I'm not too surprised by this. Something that's just got that ability to poke out a bit more while still matching the sustain that the Guan had, if not actually a little bit more personal sustain, as the movement speed, that ability to abuse mispositioning and someone who's going to go too far for you. So I think the Baron pickup here is actually quite smart for the Daves. My only concern right now is sort of the lack of team engage. Like, we've got the Kumba, who's great at picking off one person with an ultimate, same with the Baron. Where's your giant sort of, I'm gonna run at the whole team? They're sort of lacking that at the moment. Team Britain have got the Thor and the Horus, which are fantastic for diving. Cerberus as well. They've got some really confident ults for getting into that backline, mispositioning people, and starting an engagement where you can completely split a team up, or just annihilate them if they are grouped well. Dave's right now, they don't have this team pick, and going for the Hercules, I don't think it brings that.
That's I don't really know. It is a pick based comp. They have a Baron Samdi going mid lane. I hope. It's gonna be interesting.
It's beside. Oh, it could be Poseidon jungle.
This has to either be Poseidon mid, Hercules jungle, Baron solo, or Baron mid, Poseidon's jungle, Hercules solo. And I don't like either outcome. They're only real. They are. It's just counter punches. That's all they're throwing. But they aren't.
They're not good counter punches.
They're not good counter punches.
You kick 2 healers into a Cerberus, and the annoying thing is they just dominated with it last time, and they're gonna do it again, and they shouldn't.
Yeah. Realistically, your biggest counterpunch is Poseidon Kraken, and you just have to hope that hits, because if it doesn't, your fight is gone. You don't have a fight at that point,
but you know what? They do, because they outlast everyone. Hercules and Baron healing is so potent and easy to secure with the Kumbhakarna around it with the mesmerizers. I hate that I can see this comp actually being quite successful into strong engage.
Yes, but there's a Thor on the side of Team Britain.
Yeah.
In order to secure the Baron heal, you have to use your mesmerize. You have to, in order to peel, you have to save your ult. If you are ulting a Thor who's already ulted, you're kind of doing what you want, but that breathes a great engage for this Honor and Soul, because you can't peel them off. You can't be relying on the damage that you can go ahead and bring from this Kumbhakarna. You're realistically putting yourself in a bad position. Although Days has a comp that could work, it is more so of you need to play perfectly in order for it to work.
Yeah. And we shall see if they are able to do that in this second game. Team Britain do need to make a comeback here and are starting off with that Cerberus in the solo lane with the Tainted Steel and Chalice. I quite like the start, brings a lot of sustain. Is going to nullify the Hercules sustain a bit, and actually for the first couple of levels, probably going to outclear the Hercules as well without any problems. Get to around level 4, that might change. We're going to be about even on it, but it's going to be the solo lane is going to be an interesting dynamic, and I think is very much going to depend on how the junglers sort of move around it. And actually, the Hercules looks to be going into a Transcendence. Brave, bold.
Yeah. I'm just kind of confused.
Yeah.
This Baron is going to the long lane. That is a Baron.
It's a Baron
ADC.
Oh, do you know what I hate is that I've seen it before, and it's actually not the worst thing in the world.
But into an Honor?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you know what? It's not. It's not awful. Because the thing is, if he goes to combo you, you can obviously ult when he ults. Now you're still going to take a lot of damage, but you actually have that protections, which means you're going to take less damage, and you can just kind of heal up. You'll have poked him out a bit, and it's actually not that bad, because after that you can kind of do okay against him. Both the supports looking to be quite aggressive here. East definitely taking the worst of it, having to use Actually not used many potions right now, but just taking a lot of damage, trying to get that sustain back from the Watcher's Gift. Has used a health potion, just popped the second one as well, just to take himself back up. On the other side, Kumakana, no Hand of the Gods, lots of sustain, and a tier 1 lost artifact.
Oh, I don't like this.
I don't like where this is going.
I don't like this.
This isn't.
This does not bring happiness.
Yeah, do you know what? Through all of the madness of this game, we completely ignore the fact that there's a soul that's been picked.
You know what? That's the most normal thing. That's like one of the most normal things. That is the oddest thing on Team Britain's comp, and if I slot this into the Daves, that'd be the most normal thing in their comp. No matter where it went.
You're right, but also Ishtar. Tyr on the solo side. Let's look at Tyr's health a second.
He's low.
He's very, very low here. Burpee really giving him what for. Did this last game, but look at Archie pulling the reverse of what happened last game, where last game we saw the invade coming from Burpee. This game, Burpee's getting invaded. Archie Baker with a successful invade on that blue buff, and Cerberus without a blue buff really going to struggle, especially with the momentarily lack of mana sustain. That tier 1 chest plate really not bringing much on that front. That little bit of protection is not going to make up for it. On the other side, Tyromatice is teleported back in. Has the tier 2 Transcendence on this duo side. Disco Fairy getting engaged on, but as a Kumbhakana, he is quite happy to just walk away. Has the passive regardless, so it would be somewhat safe. And can just get healed up by Daffy Ducker here, providing he can hit his kit.
Yeah. It definitely is somewhat kind of worked.
Although it depends how East takes to that, because he's going aggressive here.
Oh.
Really nice double knockup. The cleave damage coming through. The purple buff is secured by the Daves, but they're going to be losing out on a lot of farming time and a lot of gold here. You can already see they've lost 2 of the melee minions to the tower in terms of XP. They lost another one in terms of the gold with the large minion. They are indeed losing the Naga as well. This is some good heads-up play by Team Britain, just realising that they're going to have this early aggression, and honestly really good play by East to just do that disruption on his own, realise that he's safe to do so because
huge
the
ultimate.
hits are down and can do so. Big ultimate by
body
Ptolemy.
blocks.
Yeah, very good body box by Rosie, keeping the Aaron Fair safe, but just showing the damage that Ishtar brings out. This is just an Ishtar with very little power, by the way. 10 power that they have right now.
Yeah.
Really not a huge amount. Able to put out that much damage onto the Thor.
Her numbers are insane.
She's so good.
She really is.
I love her. And not just because Flick.
Yeah. She's a cool kid. That's what everyone likes her.
I mean, as an ADC mate, I picked her up when she came out. I grinded her. I've played her like... I wish I'd grinded her. I've played 18 or 19 games. I've played 18 or 19 games with her. I've got like a 70% win rate. She just feels so smooth to play. Her kit is so sort of cohesive within itself. Yeah. And even though she's not the safest, she has these little intricacies where if you know how to pull them out, it can make her incredibly effective. With the imbued arrows, if you cancel that early, and you actually get a basic attack cancel that's very effective, you get 2 attacks in the space of half a second. For finishing off a camp or someone else, that can be very effective. He's on to the solo side here. Disco Fairy, he's going to get engaged on. Blink coming through from East. There's the stun. Kumakana pushed into the passive. The real question is who takes the first blood, and it is East. He's trolling his team. That's 2 ults coming out. The Aaron Fair is going into the air. East now is getting bullied out, is going to get the return kill onto Daffy Ducker. And with first blood going onto the support, as a Horus is not terrible, but really trolling his jungle and ADC there. Taking that extra gold away from them could have been really effective, especially on her or Thor.
Oh yeah.
Allowing them to get that extra snowball would have been massive.
It would have been nice, but I don't think really Team Britain is complaining.
No, first blood is first blood.
This is a better start than they were off to last game.
Absolutely it is. Although last game they had it a 1-1 with the solo invade, but they didn't get the first blood, so you're right. But although in mid lane here, Disco Ferry, there comes the Soul
Beautiful.
Ultimate, and actually really good use of that by Rosie to avoid the CC. Dodges well
With the
from
wrong
the
way.
Ishtar Ultimate, but here comes the dash. Ptolemy picking up the kill onto Rosie, and he's gathering a lead just as he did last game. Disco Ferry really sort of facilitating that one once again. Him and
Yeah.
Ptolemy having a really good cohesive team play between the two of them and making it work. Really, really making it work. You'd almost want to stick them in duo lane together. Archie Baker here, a little bit out of position. The knockback does hit both East and Yolo. Oh, Aaron Fair really, really whiffing in Molyneux's attunement. Ultimate going away, and now Archie Baker gets out scot-free. Does use the Kraken. Does get some big damage out onto East, but not much more. And having to completely disengage was very fortunate that Mjolnir's attunement missed there. Otherwise, that is a tip Poseidon.
Yeah, 100%. If Molyneux's attunement hits that, Archie Baker dies, and I don't think Daves' game goes as well as it's going right now. It completely changes, momentum shifts. Unfortunate. That's
Absolutely.
Unfortunate.
Although East is coming in now, seeing the return. Big damage from the shifting sands, but unfortunately that heal coming through just to keep Daffy Ducker alive means that nothing is going to come from that. Into the air goes Rosie Ptolemy. What a dash! Oh, incredible! But then Rosie, she misses the two. Ptolemy does fall with the return of the ult coming through from the Aaron Fair, but ooh, Rosie, unfortunate to fall there. I understand trying to keep it baited. OBX using the beads is able to dash, but it doesn't get out of range. Daffy Ducker picks up the solo kill.
Unfortunate.
What was I saying about the ability of Baron ADC? Archie Baker going over to solo, picking up the kill along with Traumatized onto Burpee as well. That's two falling from Team Britain. And we're starting to see the signs of what we saw last game. 2,000 gold up in from the Daves. So I'm only 8 minutes in. Now the mid deficit isn't quite as much as it was because of the return kills that are being found. But this is not a good start for Team Britain. They got that first blood, and now they're really struggling to find anything more.
Yeah, I mean it's shades of game number one. They really can't have that happen. It's unfortunate. I do think OBX did misplay there, although Baron usually does get that kill. You should have jumped behind a wall, right? Because the pull really can't hit you if you're behind a wall. It should have been a free disengage. Also, I know an Hunter wants to look for these 1v1s, but you really can't be, especially with the Baron, especially with the counter matchup that he just has. You need to be saving your ultimate for when this Baron uses his ultimate. You can't just be ulting when he doesn't ult, unless you know you can get a kill. And
yeah, exactly.
They haven't been.
Now, I just want to throw back, because you said the shades of last game. The kill score right now is 5-2. So would you say it's 5-2 shades of game? That was such a reach. And feel free to harm. Feel free to harm me for this.
That was bad.
Even by my standards, that was bad.
Yeah, that was rough. Like,
but I had to say
it. I guess you did. Maybe.
Anyone who understands me know I had to say it.
It was definitely a pun. Team Britain getting the obelisk. They have the trebuchet. That's good. There's a Kraken. There's an almost dead.
Good use of the beads by the Aaron Fair there. On the landing, obviously with the beads change, you're now able to use those mid CC and mid dash and things such as that. So actually able to use it as he fell there. Avoid the next bit of CC and dash out. That was a really, really nice usage there. Ptolemy taking a bit of poke from Rosie. Here comes the ult from Ptolemy. Rosie falls. Not respecting the damage that Ishtar ult just brings out, doing so much burst. And in return, nothing falling, because East used his kit on Disco Ferry, who right now has a Chronos pendant, which naturally makes him too tanky to take any damage. Now, Ptolemy is getting ulted on here, but once again, the tectonic rift from the Aaron Fair is not really allowing him to get good setup here. Ptolemy is falling low, but Aaron Fair doesn't go into the air. He's very low on health. And is he going to jump back down? No, he's having to get out after the red is stolen. That leaves East A little bit out of position here, taking huge damage. Is able to dash out. Ptolemy dashes after him, not able to quite get the range. The Mesmerize doesn't hit. Archie Baker chasing. They're on the Poseidon with that Doom Orb and the speed buff. He was always going to catch up. And East now falling. Not getting the red buff either. And Dave's another 1,000 gold in the lead now from what they had merely a minute ago. They're taking this game to Team Britain. They want to close this set out ASAP. They want their Sunday dinners, and they want nap time.
Yeah, I mean, it maybe they pull some objectives, and they just kind of take the game. They really can. Traumatized. He's taking some damage.
Not enough. The Unfair really, he's not connecting with these hammers. And if you look there, Traumatized has 0 physical defense.
Yeah.
And has taken only a single tick from Milner's attunement there. You add the extra one on, suddenly there's potential to get the kill. But with how that was, definitely not going to happen. Ptolemy's
Rosie's
just
dead, by the way.
juked himself, but yeah, Rosie is dead. Ptolemy hit the Mez, and then still just missed the dash. Which meant the Disco Fairy got killed.
Unfortunate. OBX is also dead here.
No,
never mind.
Not. Because it was in so early, Daffy Duck had already used his kit on the wave. It wasn't back up yet with that lack of CDR. A bold move. Did miss the impale, OBX, and
maybe Daffy's head here.
He might be, but look at the counter rotation. Look at where Disco Fairy is. Look at where Ptolemy is, and look at where Archie Baker is. OBX falls down from the ground, but is able to live. Archie Baker with a massive Kraken. Disco Fairy gets a double kill, and Ptolemy's there, whiffing every single. Ptolemy, please.
No
Ptolemy,
shot.
Please.
No shot.
Ptolemy, please, minions.
That was way too close.
What we've just seen is why this man is a mid laner and not an ADC.
Mm-hmm.
He needs big circles. Actually, he missed his big circle. He missed the ultimate as well, so...
He missed it all, really. Did he, close his eyes or something? He needs to be careful, because this soul does have ult, and he can just, actually die from it.
Yeah, this... I know Rosie here is behind, but with that Book of Thoth done, that solo is not going to be hitting for any marginal numbers. It is going to be able to chunk, even on that first hit. If you're getting a few of those hits in, then we're going to be saying goodbye to a Squishy right now if they are anything below 70% health. They're going to be gone.
Yeah. I mean, Soul, no matter where you are in the game, is doing enough damage to kill someone who is at 30% or below. It might as well be an execute.
Potentially, yes. Disco Fairy again out of position, but Tectonic Rift missing the mark. Miona's attunement not finding the damage either. Disco Fairy gets the ultimate off to knock East into the air. Ptolemy dashing in, but here's Archie Baker once again. Rosie, good use of the immunity. The separates on out of there. Here's the ultimate onto Archie Baker, who's falling incredibly low. The Unfair has the ultimate available. Into the air goes Thor. Are we going to see a good dunk? Down he goes. Down goes Archie Baker. That's a good pick off Miona as attunement gets him out of there. Does have the Tectonic Rift available.
Might get the kill.
Good stun. Disco Fairy's not going to be able to chase this for a while.
You can back here.
He's not going to be able to back. Ptolemy does eventually pick up Rosie. Here comes Daffy Ducker with the blink. Miona's attunement away, but there's Baron Samedi, who down.
By the way, that
yeah, Rosie still died to Ptolemy, but that was good from the Unfair. One, to pick up that really crucial kill that was required. And secondly, was actually really good for him buying time after at the green buff, just to make sure that Daves couldn't then go on and take an objective. To see how Pyromancer, Gold Fury, untouched, really sort of heads-up play there, just wasting time. You noticed he never tried to actually back.
Yeah, he did. I honestly think he maybe could have pulled this off. Probably not, but maybe if right after that wall, knowing Disco was trapped, he just backed right then and there.
I don't think he would have been able to find the time. I think the better play actually would have been to have kept running, waiting for them to chase him towards their tower. And you can either just wait by the tower, and walk into it if you need to. As Rosie, the separates there, Disco Fairy, there's the Mesmerize, there's the bonk, and down goes Rosie.
That's unfortunate.
She's hung a very unfortunate set here. OBX going aggressive though, the ultimate coming out, but Ptolemy really not taking much damage. There's the Kraken, Disco Fairy knocking him into the air. Ptolemy gets a double kill from that.
Yeah.
Shell was used, and yeah.
Good for him.
17-3 in 4 18 minutes. 20 kills have gone down. Dave's have a 7,000 gold lead. This is much bigger
Yeah.
than what they had last game.
Yeah. They could just like pull an objective here and hey, you get a double tap.
Hey, you can do
Let's
it,
go.
Aaron. Well done.
Let's go.
Now, what's he doing here?
Huge.
What's
He went up
doing?
in the air and he went
He
down
went-
on the Baron.
And almost died. The Baron used the ultimate immediately. Really
No.
heads up play there.
No.
Oh, good
Oh,
use of the
easy
Aegis
Aegis.
by Aaron to survive that. Really good use of the Aegis. Would not have been able to get out otherwise.
No, he definitely wouldn't have. Aegis? It's a relic. I don't necessarily
I think
like it.
on Thor, you don't need a blink.
No,
You've
you really
got
don't.
so much mobility. You've got so much ability to actually engage from afar without
Wait
it.
a minute.
But I
Daffy has
don't think you
blink.
need it. Who has blink?
Daffy. I just witnessed. Okay, I just witnessed Daffy juke the Horus as Rosie might be getting a kill here.
No,
Never mind.
she's not. She's going to get yet
Unfortunate.
another death to Ptolemy, who is taking no prisoners tonight.
He really isn't. But yeah, I just watched Daffy juke out a Horus by blinking to where the purple buff is. Right there.
Incredible.
That's how he uses blink. I maybe East is dead here?
I think he
Oh,
is.
the
Look at the
ultimate's coming
range
out.
that
Yeah.
the Ishtar has. Like, the dash is so
he barely
long.
survives. It really is. Oh,
It
why is it
match-
so long?
So I was playing this the other day. Ishtar's dash matches the length of Ratatasker and Nox.
That is actually insane. Also, why are all those dashes so long? Rat's dash does not need to be that long. It is longer than most jumps.
Have you ever seen a scared rodent trying to run away from you? They have pace.
Yeah. But why is it longer than Izanami's dash?
She's dead. She can't dash very far. Her legs are stiff.
She's the embodiment of shadows.
She's dead.
Literal, like, a god versus a silly little rat guy.
Ahem. Goddess.
God, yeah, she's a goddess versus a silly little rat guy. As
dead.
East dies here.
Speaking of dead, bye-bye, Aaron.
That was an East.
And East.
Oh, well, speaking
We
of
were
East.
both correct. Yay!
Yay!
Chat, how are we enjoying the arena? Hopefully quite a bit. Daffy Duckers once again
Rosie?
rotated into the enemy
Rosie?
jungle to go after Rosie, who currently she
That's
stopped
unfortunate.
and she's dead. The
Yeah.
Polynomicon on Daffy Ducker, by the way. Focus
Yeah.
off Poly. Probably Soul Reaver next. Spare the Magus is the only pen. This is just it's a bit of a whitewash.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh yeah, Burpy's in the
Burpy.
game.
Yeah, he is. He's kind of in like
There's a beats.
farming.
I
Really,
think he's
like-
about to get farmed.
Nah, he's Blink. He's just better. Never mind.
dodging.
He took the wrong
He
pathway.
wiggled.
He's dead.
He wiggled. Oh, he
Ooh.
wiggling. Oh, there's a blink. Oh, tear. Get back to
Oh.
LD, my boy. Burpee falls.
Burpee
Aaron
falls.
ults thin air. Here's Tectonic Rift before getting immediately knocked up, and Aegis comes out, as does the
Beats
Beats.
and Aegis.
Kill Daffy.
Oh,
yeah.
Daffy's dead. Let's go.
Tear might be dead here. Tear.
Yo,
Tear's
yo,
dead.
yo, double kill for Aaron.
That's good. Yeah, Tear
Huge.
get back to LD after that blink. Dreadful.
Oh, here comes East.
I don't think he's going to be able to pick anything up here. This Horus without the ult. Rosie is going for it there, but Ptolemy using the beads and immunes
Ptolemy.
most of that ult. Taking a lot of damage there. Was Rosie going to be able to clean it up? No, she is not. And Ptolemy's going to be able to walk out of this. Disco Fairy using the ult aggressively falls down into the passive. OBX
That's
jumped
6
away
level
because
lead.
Archie Baker is so far
He's
ahead. He's got
taking
minions
another
blocking
kill.
his attacks. East picks up the other kill onto the
Shaking my head.
Kumbagana.
That is Kumba's died twice,
Feeder.
and both of them have been taken by East.
Kumba's feeding.
On God, actual feeder. Worst player in the game. Period. Full stop. End of story. My day is ruined. My disappointment immeasurable.
Do you have any green donuts for me?
I don't.
Now my day is ruined and my disappointment is immeasurable.
That's unfortunate for you. That sucks. Skill issue, to be honest.
I mean, you can cast on
That's
your own if you want.
I.
Yeah.
No, I
Thought
don't wanna. I could, I guess. Like maybe I don't wanna. More
we
so just
like to
like
have we like to
a
have fun here in
burden.
GSL.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be, because I tell you what, it ain't Team Britain.
Oh yeah, no, they aren't. Traumatized. He should die here.
Yeah, you'd
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
expect to. Here
he's
comes the
dead.
ult from Burpee. Traumatized dashes away. In the meanwhile, Rosie's gone to 0-20 across the set. Burpee does pick up Traumatized.
Let's go.
Gets
Huge.
another
Oh,
kill
one
onto
for
the
one. That's worth. That's worth.
Honestly, at this stage for Team Britain, it is.
Rosie is like 6 levels down. She is
She's
essentially an XP camp.
but this is the thing. Rosie's dying so much that she's worth what, 20 gold?
Probably.
She's genuinely not
Less than.
worth the effort and cooldowns to kill.
Yeah, like if you're just using normal abilities, yeah, okay. But if you're using like an ultimate on her, I'm telling that's worth.
Daves haven't taken an objective yet.
They haven't for some reason.
A
They
troll.
could like walk up to the fire giant, and what could Team Britain do?
Nothing. Daves are literally trolling. They're 10k up in 20 minutes here.
Like,
Just refusing to do a gold fury. East has been mesmerized out of his dash. He's tried to knock up immune Kumbhakana. As mesmerized, but he's able to heal himself out of there. Rosie coming to the rescue.
you know, there's not really many positives to this game, but if there is one, it is Team Britain having more kills than they did have last game.
I tell you what, isn't a positive. I know I was saying I like double pen earlier, but triple pen? Absolutely not. As OBX falling, the Aaron Fair is going into the air. Actually, he's had the better of Daffy Duck here.
She might
Daffy's
die here.
quite low.
That's Daffy.
Daffy blinks away from the Aaron Fair. Ptolemy picks up another kill onto Rosie. 2 dead for Team Britain, both of the carries. And honestly, had people not backed there, Daves probably could have taken the Phoenix. As we see the blink in from East, gets the double knock up into the air. Ptolemy is just healing Burpee's there. Here come the beads though. Mesmerize is good, but Ptolemy breaks it immediately. Mjolnir's attunement was blind there, was about to hit. Ptolemy falls to the Aaron Fair.
Insane.
That is a 5th kill for him and his triple flat pen build. Which was the point I was trying to make before that was
Yeah, you don't need 30.
No.
You
2 is
only need
fine.
20.
3 is too much. Too much.
No, just
Disco
for Fairy.
East is gonna get a kill. He's going
Another
for
one? Another one? No, unfortunate.
this time East not
So
able to
sad.
last it. He had nobody else hitting him with him. Actually no. Disco gets his revenge onto East, picks up that kill. 6 and 2 on the Kumbhakana here.
I don't like that. Can they just like pull Fire Giant now?
Wait. This Kumba's not tanky.
Yeah, I mean, he has a Pridwin and a Relic Dagger.
He's also got that Sentinels, which just recovered a quarter of his health from a single
Yeah,
wave.
he's a boon goon.
I love the boon. I'm a boon
Yeah,
goon
yeah.
myself.
Yeah, me too.
Tier picks up yet another kill onto Rosie with Daffy. That's 0-11 across the 2 games here. Rosie is really struggling in this one. I think Team Britain here, just due to those cohesive differences, not quite used to one another yet, struggling to find that little bit of cohesion. Aaron Fair, though,
huge.
fitting right in on the Thor here. 6, 4, and 2. I should say 6, Thor, and 2. Able to find a nice limelight for Team Britain here, and actually one of the positives they can take from this game, Archie Baker using the beads there to avoid Burpee's ultimate. This fight in mid has been going on for 2 minutes.
Yeah, they like at any time Dave's could have just like walked away, pulled Fire Giant, and Team Britain could have done nothing.
And yeah, and Team Britain keep going on the fight. Burpee's engaged. Burpee's level 20, by the way. He's actually farmed up quite well. Aaron Fair as well is only 1 level away. It's not too bad. Traumatized ult in that wave because it was just oh so menacing. Dave's finally gonna retreat.
Yo, they might be. They might. Oh my gosh. They have gone away from the mid lane. Tremendous occasion.
This is reminding me of actually Dave's team last season, where we went into the second split after the mid-season tournament, and Dave's they ran a very interesting composition and pretty much did this. If I remember rightly, it was a Yana support, Jing Chen jungle, Cleodna mid, can't remember who the ADC and solo were, but they were not conventional. They were not conventional at all, and this
Team
is very
Britain
reminiscent
might
of that
just
game,
get the
even
first
with
don't tell me. They get the
Team
first
Britain get the
objective of
Gold
the
Fury.
game. They
Actually,
get
they
the
might get
first
Daffy
objective
Ducker
of the
here.
game.
Daffy Ducker on his own. Unfair, whiffing the ultimate. Daffy Ducker falls. On the other side, there goes
And
Fire
Daves
Giant.
are gonna get the second objective of the game, and that's the Fire Giant.
They're going to take Fire Giant without their ADC there.
Yeah, I mean they
That's-
don't need it. Their ADC really doesn't do much to the Fire Giant.
But it's the ADC. That's impossible.
It is an ability. It isn't an ability based Baron Sandy. How much damage does he really do?
It's an ADC.
You know
ADCs are
what?
there for
No, he
objectives
is.
and tanks.
Daffy is not an ADC. He's actually an ADK. Get it right. He's an attack damage killer. That's what he is.
He technically is a MD, okay? 'Cause he's a magic damage killer.
No, he does attacks. He's an attack damage killer.
But in that case, everyone is an ADK because they all have
No.
attacks.
Nope, only Daffy. And
But
Yarko.
why? Why?
It's that he's just an ADK. Have you seen his stat line?
Yeah,
Look at how insane he is. He's
535.
ADKing all over them.
he's feeding.
He's ADKing, man. That's just the ADK playstyle. You don't get it. You don't
Yeah.
got the dog in you. You
I,
just-
I hope I don't have a dog in me. I don't remember
I-
eating one.
Actually, yeah, having a dog in you would be quite
And
bad.
I hope that
Alright.
I'm not being. You know what? I'm not going to go there. I'll let you guys make your
This
minds
is a
up on that one.
family-friendly cast.
Baker gets a kill onto OBX,
Huge.
and that leaves Burpee in a slightly questionable position as well. Disco Fairy takes him into the air. Yeah, Unfair went into the
That
back line
Baron
onto Daffy
did,
Ducker,
like,
but
nothing.
found 0 damage. Now East.
Oh, there
Goodbye
goes.
Horus before the ult can
Unfortunate.
come through. Rosie's there, Burpee's there. Rosie, is it about to be 0-12? I think it might just be, which leaves it up to Burpee and an ultless Thor. How well are they going to be able to defend against this Fire
I
Giant
don't
team?
think that.
Probably
like-
not too well. Was there even damage there?
I don't think so. This game's over.
This game's been over for a while.
It has. I mean, Team Britain has doubled their kill count from last game. But
This
I
is
think
true. So, problem is,
Daves actually has less kills than they have had.
but
last
they
game.
have more of a gold lead earlier in the game, and that's why they've just been able to sit and have their fun. Disco Fairy picking up yet another kill.
Huge. All right, so they need another kill. Oh, they have as many kills as they had last game. So if they
Burpee's
end
getting
here,
pulled in. East is back. Burpee picks up a kill onto Ptolemy.
okay, yeah, they end here.
11-3.
11-3. Kind of huge. Dave's not able to beat as many games as as many kills as they had last game. Team Britain over doubling their kills last game. Absolutely huge.
This was the Disco Fairy set.
It really was. It
That-
really was.
No matter what anybody else did, this was the Disco set. He was the player of both games.
He
Without
just
a doubt.
kind of went off.
He dictated everything that went on. The momentum, where and when the fights happened, every single thing that occurred
Yeah.
occurred because Disco chose it to. By far, the MVP of both games, MVP of the set, and I'll be surprised if not Team of the Week.
Yeah. Honestly. Like, period.
Team Britain, positives are there to be taken. OBX did okay in the 1v1 against Daffy Ducker in game 1. That Hou was definitely there, was a positive point. The Fair on that Thor was able to actually do quite a lot and have a fair amount of impact, definitely more so than he had on the jungle, on the Daji. Set to forget for East and Rosie, I think. Those two struggled quite a lot, and that was just what catalyzed this game for the Daves, really, just because it was so difficult for them to have sort of an impact in this one. Even though Rosie's got the damage out there, don't get me wrong, the damage is there, but when you're dying that much, it's just impossible to get anything consistent in a team fight.
It really is. It just unfortunate set for Rosie. Ptolemy just kind of snapped. He went off. Disco Fairy also snapped. He went off. Like, nothing you can do from there. It's just Dave's played really, really well. Team Britain, not for lack of trying, they played good too, but Dave's were just on another level.
Yeah.
And that just happens.
Dave's picked their place to abuse, and they abused it. They chose their win condition before that game had even started. And
they just did.
Yeah. So that will be that. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this other division set between Dave's and Team Britain. We hope you will have a lovely rest of your Sunday and a good week. I've been Ginger Archer, joined by Panda Bear Ash and printers on the production for us. All the best, and we shall see you next time. Thank you very much.